Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about the state's initiatives in improving the lives of citizens through development projects carried out in various parts of the country, particularly in rural areas and villages. And we'll be shedding more light on Decent Life Initiative as well with our guest today, Dr. Amira Sabak, Management and Self-Development Professor. Thank you very much, Dr. Amira, for coming. Always a pleasure hosting you.
All the pleasure is mine being with you and all your audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, to start with, this is a women's program, so we need to shed light on the women's role in the development process and in those initiatives as well.
Since this is the women program and we have to focus that women are always the lighthouse of every place she is in. Women are always responsible for little ones, either as a teacher, as a mom, as an elder sister. So women can take these initiatives as a very good tool to teach the little ones, the teenagers, the people in the people in her family, how to give, to instill seeds of values in these people, such as seeds of cooperation, seeds of equality, seeds of integrity by all it means. So women can use this as a tool to teach her little ones how to be good citizens through these initiatives.
And what is the importance of these initiatives? Because citizens need to know what is the importance of these initiatives, what's the aim of such initiatives, what's their role in such initiatives as well.
Since we're talking about equality and cooperation, the main aim of these initiatives is to alleviate the burdens of citizens, especially in needy communities, in countrysides and even in slums in some of the urban places or areas. These initiatives give or have a comprehensive development by eliminating all aspects of poverty and providing a sustainable, decent life for citizens. We can take this as a small view to the issue. But let's take it from a macro view. For a macro view, these initiatives target raising the whole social, economic, environmental standard of the community by providing job opportunities and teaching individuals how to be independent citizens, to motivate them for a better social life, to build a trust in us as citizens in the efforts of our state in investing in the Egyptian citizen, and to spread the sense of responsibility or shared responsibility in the whole community. These are the main targets of these initiatives.
What is the target segment of the population? Is it only the poor and the needy, or does the initiative cover other segments of the population?
Actually, the initiative, we can take Decent Life Initiative as an example. We are targeting 1,300 villages. We are covering more than 800 families. Okay, we are targeting the women who have no breadwinners. We are targeting the youth who have the capability to work but don't know what to do. We are targeting everyone who really needs and everyone who can give but don't know what to do. So this is our target and main spot we are working on.
Okay. Are there phases or stages of the initiative?
Yeah. Decent Life Initiative is divided into 3 phases. Phase 1, we targeted the villages that have a poverty rate more than 70%. These are the places that really have an urgent need for intervention from the state. So phase 1, we are targeting, these are like 377 villages, and the poverty rate is above 70%. Second phase, we are targeting villages who have between 50 and 70% of poverty. And the third phase, we are targeting the less challenging ones, which have less than 50% poverty. We are picking these communities according to certain criteria, according to the infrastructure, the water, the sewage, the electricity infrastructure, the road infrastructure, the health service offered to them, and as well as the education level. So these are the criteria on which we are rating these villages. So we are dividing them into 3 phases.
Okay. Dr. Amira, what is the role of the community in such initiatives? What is the role of the private sector? What is the role of the civil society? What is our role as citizens?
Okay, if you are going to start with our role as citizens, it is to spread awareness. I mean, we as citizens can be proactive people by offering help in these
Not
initiatives.
necessarily the media. It's now the
We are
responsibility of
talking about
everyone.
ordinary citizen, all of us, all Egyptians. We can offer help by giving our efforts to such initiatives, by offering money, or at least by spreading awareness about these initiatives. Sometimes we are entering summer now, and we have lots of students who are having holiday, and their age is between 18 and 21, who have no colleges or school these days, and they have the effort and they have the will to do something, but they are not well directed. So part of the media is to inform people about these initiatives and to tell people what is the role, to give them proper working methodologies, not to work in a non-arranged way, to give them, to tell them what they do. Another thing is we should build committees that can arrange the work between government efforts, between society institutions, private institutions, and between the local communities. We have committees to arrange how these three can deal together to build a culture of enriched shared responsibility.
And what would be the role of the civil society in this regard, and the private sector as well?
Private sector, as we said, every private sector now, or every enterprise and private sector, have something called social responsibility department. Okay,
Yes.
they study and analyze the area where they're in, or other areas, and they make an analysis for the needs of these areas. Sometimes we need like homes, sometimes we need medical services, sometimes we need education services. These enterprises can say, okay, part of my profit, like 10%, 15%, whatever, will go to building hospitals, building schools, building literacy units, building home complexes for poor people or for needy people. So they can offer the money, as well as they can provide plans for university students to cope with this. It can be part of training for them by the name of these enterprises and using the efforts of the young ones.
Okay, but this now is done through some kind of cooperation with the government, with the state and the civil society.
Yes.
Because now the private sector, for example, does not go and say, okay, I will build a school, or I will build a hospital, or I will build a shelter for the elderly. No, it has to be
planned.
Yes, it has to be planned, exactly.
That's true.
Yes, and what would be the role of the civil society as well in this regard? Because the civil society, they have arms in all the poor areas and villages, and they already know the people there. The people there already know them. So there is some sort of confidence between them. So what is their role?
Actually, to do this is it's not an easy job. It's a very challenging job. So we can take it as we have the state who has the big vision, and the state can then use these enterprises as, or we can say first as committees. Every committee can pick some of these enterprises and tell them the needs they have. The enterprise can have a department and pick the youth and tell them how to do the job, to provide them with the, as I said, working knowledge, working skills, to give them the plan how they will do the job. These enterprises will train the students, give them the knowledge, guide them, provide them with all the facilities they need, and at the end they will give like acknowledgement for these students that they were part of a national project. So the students, or the little ones, or the youth got knowledge, got experience, they are well acknowledged by these enterprises, and they can even use these youth later in their employment vacancies.
Okay.
So I, as a youth, when I'm part of this enterprise as a social responsibility job, it will be a privilege for me to work for it later.
Yes. What are the principles used in such initiatives, Dr. Amira?
Every initiative should have clear principles, okay? So the first one is we are putting standards of decentralization. What does this mean? We are decentralization and delegating authority to civil enterprises to bridge the distances between decision makers to have quicker and faster decisions. We also have the standards of transparency. transparency in circulating the information. Everything is on Google, everything is on the net, everything is on the social media. So what we are doing with your efforts and your money, there is transparency in dealing with this information. Some of the principles is integrity. Integrity in providing the service. We are teaching our youth integrity. We are doing the right thing. We don't have big hands that is pushing us to do something specific. No, we are having our integrity. We really see the needs of this community and we discuss it with all the partners and we see what they need and we provide them. So we also have the principle of motivation. We are motivating everyone to have a fingerprint in such initiatives.
And finally, what's your advice to people in this regard?
Okay. It's just I'm asking everyone to be a proactive person. What does it mean to be a proactive person? Is to say, yes, I want to have a fingerprint in this world. I want to be part of it, with, as I said, with my money, with my effort, or even by spreading awareness. I can read about these initiatives and tell people about it.
I can even use social media to share and spread the news.
What we are doing now, this is part of our job. Yes. We are spreading information and encouraging everyone to be part. Let's teach our youth to be proactive people and to have a fingerprint in this world, not just to be common people. As we came to this world, we leave it. We have to have fingerprints in our lives.
I'd like to thank you very much, our dear Dr. Amira Sabak, Management and Self-Development Professor. Always a pleasure having you, Dr. Amira. Thank
Always
you so
the pleasure
much.
is mine. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us in this edition of Women's World. I'm Hala Al-Hamalawi signing off for now.